What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and I hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. If you are, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe down below, and let's get right into it. We're looking here at Draftkings. This stock has been flying higher. This is a stock that kind of gave me the a little bit of a jig and got me got out of it a couple months ago due to this little downturn here, and actually I held it longer than I wanted to as a mistake. That being said, I really missed this run. I know some folks within the Discord have been doing well on this one, and even on the live stream, people are popping in saying that they're really making a nice trade here on the old DraftKings. And are we looking at some? We're going to be looking at some options activity. We're going to be looking at some support and resistance lines, and looking at some potential targets. So let's go ahead and just kind of jump into the targets and some support, resistance, and that kind of can drive on the other points of the options activity and so forth. That being said here, we've been running up here quite a bit here. By quite a bit, I mean, we've been holding that 5 and 8 moving averages and continue to grind higher, really not even touching the 8. We're just literally just riding up the white line, which is the 5 EMA. The next near-sighted target be around $55.45. We're literally nearly hit that by 50 cents today. So that being said, that's going to the next overhead resistance. After that, we're kind of going to be going in no man's land in the sense of going nearly up to $72. We do not have earnings on this chart, but if we look here on the weekly side, we have some earnings coming out on the 11/13. Again, that's a question mark. That's not confirmed on those earnings. Most likely sometime in November. But a huge run higher. Is it too late to buy? Is it time to buy? Is it did you miss the run? Da, 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 da. I think so. From my analysis, you kind of missed this. This has kind of been too much of a move higher the way I trade. But I know folks who are nibbling at it, or you can sell some premium by selling some puts here, potentially on the 40 or 45-ish level to potentially get in. If it does come back down, you could get filled those if you want to be owning the shares, but it's going to be very hard to kind of capitalize on this large move, and that has already happened. But that being said here, let's kind of do a transition here. We're seeing that large options activity coming out all the way, not all the way, 28-ish days away on October 18th of this year. Some large buyers buying 985 call options, the 65 call options for $2.20, so that's $220. So if we break it down and look at that particular chart or that options, we're looking here that, again, 65, that is a pretty large amount. That open interest is building up there, nearly as much as the 70 limit. So again, we talked about those nearsighted, the far-sighted targets of basically around 70 to 72. This is what that potentially could be looking at. These folks could be selling a premium. We don't know what their intentions are, but we're just looking at the order flow here on the time and sales tab within Thinkorswim. We're also seeing some more options activity in the short-sided time frame around the 25th as well, buying the 54 call options. And even though going down the list, we're seeing more stuff breaking down on October and even all the way out in November and November for the 75 and 60 calls all the way out there. So that's going to be also nice little targets there. So even the November calls that are the 60 calls that are expiring this year are going for quite a bit. And that's nearly $150,000 options chain there. There is a lot of buying on this one because, again, we're seeing it up nearly 2% today as we are talking around 1030-ish. And this is looking still extremely on the strong side. Really, again, potentially pushing up to this next overhead resistance. But again, that next target's going to be somewhat a little further off. But if we can do some shorter term time frames here, if we just do this very quick fib here, the swing high to swing low, we're hitting that $63 target. And again, that's where the potential of those September and October options that are people projecting out. Again, this is projecting. This is no guarantee that that's going to hit that target. We kind of really just cut through that $52 target and kind of just continue grinding higher. But again, this momentum's continued. We did have a squeeze, and we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in. Potentially, what John Carter says, this could last anywhere from 5 to 7 to sometimes even 8 days of this momentum. But with the overall momentum and the great news in the sense of the economy is potentially opening up, a lot of things, a lot of economic news is turning positive, sports are going on. and DKing, aka Draftkings, is going to be a huge component on it because we got football starting back up. I think a lot of people were kind of getting back into that in the sense of seeing that spike in revenue, and of course that large group of folks who enjoy sports gambling as well. That being said, for my take and my overall understanding of the stock, and I really don't want to be diving in here and trying to catch this on the way up. Some key support levels to the downside. I think everyone kind of knows the short-term support is going to be coming around the 8 EMA, which is around $48, and then the other target to the downside is around $42.73. That's kind of where the 21 EMA, even down to actually get rid of this one here, basically down to the parabolic and where the 34 is around $40. So if I wanted to potentially buy this, so like, hey, Ken, this is all great. Thank you for doing all this analysis and I love you. But how do I buy this if I wanted to? Again, you're a free man or woman. You're able to buy this at any time. But I only can tell you on how I would buy it and how I would look at it. So the way I would look at it is I would like to buy it more on a pullback. Like for me to be able to buy this, I would have had to buy it in this chop here. And chop is usually my nickname, and I love to see these really elongated base buildings, but I just didn't have my eyes on this one as much as I should have, and it really just kind of ran away, and I really didn't honestly had a emotional trigger on this stock due to the fact of losing a little bit here on that downside there. By a little bit, I mean it was a large portion. But that being said, we don't let those past emotions get your previous emotions up. But I'm human. I did a oopsies. This one was a very nice base building material because again, you're seeing that line just right across here, basically that really tight. Not exactly to each point, but we're seeing that it was trying to break above this. But once it kind of came back to the 21 and 34 at those 2 days here, with the squeeze indicating, that was really a strong sign for a potential breakout to the upside. And then we had volume come in and it really just went substantially higher. So again, coming back to where and how would I buy this to the downside, I would need to have it pull back between the 21 and 34 to potentially even come back on my radar, because it's really just kind of printing higher. And for me to potentially, again, the $65 to $70 target, yes, you can buy some calls and this and things like that, but I don't honestly completely fundamentally understand the business, so I can't have the fortitude to hold the calls for it unless it's not like a Tesla. I understand that business inside and out. An Apple, I understand that business inside and out, or an Amazon. I just don't understand the business of this. So on the chart, it's looking like it could head to 62 and even to 72 to the higher end, and potentially heading some support levels on the way up around the 55-ish. But we'll see on how this plays out. If you have any questions, please put in the comments down below. And if you're interested on joining the YouTube channel, we have that YouTube join button and as well as a Patreon page. Definitely check it out. We have a fantastic Discord as well in the description down below. Check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And that's basically it. And I think we're going to be doing a live stream tonight at 9 p.m. So love to see you there. This is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.